Yeah, he does look natural. He does. I mean, he's tall guy. He doesn't have that much muscle. And so he looks natural. And so that is how bad it actually is. Most people who diet down like this at 53 would have even less muscle than this, and they wouldn't get this lean. Coach Greg, in today's video, Borat, he does a transformation. And in his words, it was very nice. Was this in fact CGI? Borat himself had to state, look guys, this isn't CGI. I actually did it. You know where this video is going. Was Borat's transformation natty or not? Did he just hop on some boron, or did he in fact just use Turk Builder Max? Bro isn't natty. And so I know all of you, every single one of you right now is thinking, oh, that physique is attainable natural. Yep, of course it is to a lot of people, but not him. I'm sorry. Well, it's possible. Yeah, I'll give you that. There's maybe a 1 in 100 chance, maybe 1 in 1,000 that he did it natural. But let me point out where he literally lies. We've caught him. Sacha Baron Cohen debuts ripped body. He's on the cover of Men's Fitness UK edition national magazine. And you can see, bro looks amazing. And did you all know he's 53 years of age? That's as old as The Rock. It's almost as old as Michael Hearn. It's even older than Coach Greg. He has a flat stomach. You can see some abs. He's very vascular. The chest is well formed. He's very lean. He's got some of the hollowing of the cheeks. And so bro has done it. He's perhaps not quite single-digit body fat, but he is on the cusp. His words, he says this, despite reports, I did not take Ozempic. I got this body the honorable way, paying a personal trainer a lot of money. All right. Let's see if this is true.
Sacha Baron Cohen proving he's been hitting the gym hard.
Clearly, he's been training harder than last time. And whenever you admit that you were on HRT, Ozempic, anything, people are going to say, yeah, well, that's why you got your body. And so in order to minimize that, what do you say? You say you didn't take anything. And let's not fail to mention, he just got a new role. And guess what? He just got hired by Marvel. He's being paid anywhere from $4 to $8 million. It's a hefty fee. And you're going to play a villain called Mephismo. And he can't look like Borat with the soft-looking physique, the body fat around the midline, and essentially looking normal. Borat himself, he looks above average. I'm sorry, but that's just how bad the average person in the world actually looks like. Borat is an above average looking man. He's A, tall, B, he's only a little bit fat, and so therefore, he's doing aight. I don't know the body fat percentage of people from Kazakhstan, but what I do know is that Uzbekistan is greater than Kazakhstan. I'm sorry, Borat, but in Uzbekistan, we have Turk Builder Max as well as Turk Platinum, and so unless you're telling me that you slid over into Uzbekistan, I don't believe it. And so aside from playing a villain in Marvel and the temptation or perhaps expectation to sprinkle in a little something, is there any other reason bro might not be natural? Well, let's look at this. He's in his early 50s, midlife crisis. He was married for 13 years and he's now suddenly single. He went from a net worth of $160 million to $80 million like that. Didn't listen to Coach Greg, forgot to sign the prenup. Bro wasn't at a Coldplay concert, but yet he still ended up in divorce. And so guys, I'm warning you, don't get married without a prenup. As soon as you say Marvel and action hero, you got to think probably on steroids. Now, do you really think that they're just going to let him make a video, an interview and say, hey, Borat, admit everything that you're on, go ahead, by all means. It's funny. You're a comedian. You can say you're on HRT. We won't say anything. No. And so what happens when he actually admits some of the things that he's taking?
Even joked that the snaps were not AI on his story, revealing his makeover secrets, writing, some celebs use Ozempic, some use private chefs, others use personal trainers. I did all three.
And so I've got to be honest, and being an action hero are not synonymous. They don't go hand in hand. These are not two things that ever is going to happen. And so he's not very honest. We just heard him say he used Ozempic, a personal chef, and a personal trainer. No mention of steroids. And then he says, oh, they quoted me all wrong. I haven't used Ozempic. Bro, you've been caught in 4K, and so what else have you been omitting? Do you think a guy with a net worth now still at $80 million, down from 160, doesn't have the money to afford proper medical care, perhaps HRT peptides and so on? Why wouldn't he? Bro is 53. You think if his testosterone levels came back at perhaps 400 nanograms per deciliter, they're not going to say, hey, you know what? Let's top it up to 1,000. And here are the results. Oh, and you're struggling with your appetite and you never heard about Coach Greg's GLP Max? Well, let's put you on Ozempic. I mean, that will make it easy, right? Why would he at the age of 53 suddenly figure it out? No longer hungry, got all the muscle, lost all the weight. If it was really that easy, why wouldn't he have done it younger? I'll tell you why. He wasn't paid millions of dollars to act in this role. He was settled. He had a wife. She was with him. He was worth $160 million. And how did that work out for him? Bro couldn't keep his woman. He got a divorce. And so I don't care how much money you have. What you need is health. Health is wealth. And without it, it's all going to end.
The 53-year-old continued to share pics hard launching his midlife crisis, a comment that might not be just for laughs.
Of course, it's Borat. He's going to be known to make some jokes to try to be funny, hard launching his midlife crisis. It's funny, but what's funny about it is there's truth in the jokes. When comedians say a joke, the reason it's so funny is because it's got some truth to it. You all know that. Whether it's racist, whether it's in bad taste, there's something funny about it.
So it was a very challenging time for my love life.
Very challenging time for my love life. And what happens when that happens? Many men are going to say, you know, it's time to hit the gym. It's time to lock in. It's time to get the weights. It's time to get on trend. Now, in his case, I don't think it's trend. I think it's HRT at doctor-prescribed doses, but it's still HRT. It's still testosterone. And so in case you're thinking, well, this doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have as muscle as Hussein Farr had, and Hussein's natural. Yeah, there's people that look better than this. We get it. But he didn't. Why wouldn't he take testosterone? Why wouldn't he go on HRT? How old are you right now? 95% of you watching this are under the age of 53, and so you cannot comment because you don't know what it'll be like when you get older. Oh, you're 40 right now? Oh, that's so old. Everything is working fine. Oh, yeah, come see me in 13 years. And so age, it never loses. Father time, he's coming for you. And so when your body, it starts to sag, your penile area, it starts to point down like Wes Watson. The suspensory ligament, it's simply not doing what it once did. You get on some tests, perhaps a little bit of Cialis. Oh, and in case you are in need of Cialis, perhaps some Viagra, perhaps some enclomiphene. Your testosterone levels are on the decline. You can get your blood work taken from Algo RX. I've partnered with them. I'm an equity owner, and I strongly suggest you give them a try. They have dramatically reduced prices in comparison to other HRT clinics, for example, Merrick Health. And so if you want pharmaceutical-grade medication, pharma-grade, from qualified medical doctors at a fraction of the price, you know where to go. Couple of minutes, you fill out a questionnaire. If you need telmisartan, if you need enclomiphene, whatever you need, hit up Algo RX. Click the link in the description.
But the real motivation behind SCB's new look, Marvel. He joined the MCU by way of Ironheart as Mephisto.
And so they're saying the real motivation is acting in the Marvel movie. That was motivation enough to go on HRT. I mean, I'm surprised it's not in the clause, in the contract, you know. You are going to play a superhero, supervillain in a Marvel movie. We need you to look jacked and shredded at the same time. We don't care if you're 53. How do you think that happens? And now, did he in fact hire a chef? I believe he did. Did he in fact hire a personal trainer? Well, he does admit to that twice. And what about Ozempic? Why wouldn't he be on Ozempic? The hunger cravings, being hungry, is why most people are overweight. If no one had hunger, I don't know if we'd survive as a species. Think of it, you're never hungry. What motivation would you have to eat? I don't want it. Why should I eat? Why do you think I created this cookbook that sold nearly 100,000 copies? Let that sink in. 100,000. It's not a couple hundred copies, 1,000, 10,000. It's almost 100,000 copies. Dramatically improved recipes with very low calories, high in protein, high in fiber. It keeps you full. Why do you think this book works? If you can go without being hungry, it's so much easier to put the fork down. Being overweight, it's about calories in and calories out. If you eat too much, you don't lose weight. Now, of course, I tell everyone, 150 minutes of cardio a week, and if you could double that, you're going to lose even more. The more cardio you do, the easier it is to lose weight. You increase your metabolism, your energy expenditure goes up. But what if you could reduce the calories in the first place? And so by including GLP Max as well as my cookbook together, it's gotten easier than ever before. I do believe that the trend on obesity around the world, which has been going up for decades, I do believe it's going to eventually trend downwards. We have the answer. We have the solution. And so does it not help to have the villain face? When you close your eyes and you picture a villain, does he not have the hollow-in cheeks?
The Ozempic face.
Yeah, Ozempic face. Thank you. I picture villains as being lean and mean. They have the smaller amounts of muscle. They're chiseled, but not massive. They have that lean 50-year-old man, kind of worn out, but still vascular type of appearance. This is exactly what he has. If he were soft looking with no muscle, no vascularity, would he still have that imposing presence? I don't think so. Yeah, when you're fat, you're not scary. You're just unattractive. Bro ain't scary. You're fat. What are you going to do? You're going to come at me? I'll walk away. What are you going to do? You're fat. Yeah, if you got something pointing at me, you might be able to take me out, but you're a fat piece of shit. You're going to get tired walking up the stairs. Oh, you're chasing me. Oh, wow. Like, I'm going to go up to the second floor. You'll never get me. You never think of that? And so he had to get lean. He had to go on a diet. Now, as we zoom in on the nips a little bit, yeah, it's time to get zesty. Does it not appear that he has a slight amount of gynecomastia? Now, that may in fact be the result of HRT, but it could be a result of his depression, perhaps from having to put up with a girl for 13 years. It could be from psych meds or SSRIs. Bro, hopefully he isn't depressed.
A far cry from striking a pose in a thong while promoting Borat.
Obviously, I'm always tempted to not wear the trousers.
Hey, bro, now with that physique, you should wear those trousers all the time. The green Speedo swimsuit, it's making a comeback. And so the poll results are in. The majority of people do believe he's natural, 100% natural, 58%. 7% believe that he's 3 in a million, 20% believe he just hopped on Turk Platinum, and 15% believe that Uzbekistan is greater than Kazakhstan. The number one comment is bro rat. And so not a gym rat, but rather a bro rat. I think he just shaved, LOL. I mean, that is in fact true. The low-hanging fruit on a lot of people is if you shave off the fur, the bear coat, if you will, and get a proper tan, you can do wonders. You might not even need to get, a liposuction surgery, skin removal surgery, get a freaking plastic mesh rolled around your waist in order to shrink down your stomach. Just shave, bro. Looks natty. I really want to touch on that comment. Yeah, he does look natural. He does. I mean, he's tall guy. He doesn't have that much muscle. And so he looks natural. And so that is how bad it actually is. Most people who diet down like this at 53 would have even less muscle than this and they wouldn't get this lean. They would look rather sickly. And so there lies the problems. People think that if you're on HRT, well, you're going to look like Coach Greg. I mean, I'm on HRT. And so he should have at least half these sized biceps, but I have 1 in a million genetics. I know you're thinking, no, you don't, Craig. You're a freaking man. You're 5'6". Come on. Yeah, I know, but I'm 6'5" when I'm sitting on my wallet. So shut up. Anyway, guys, steroids, they work, but not amazingly well for everyone. They're overrated for the most part. Most people who take steroids don't look incredible. And the reason I know this is because people write comments like, oh, well, Sam Sulek, if anyone took as many steroids as him, they'd probably also turn pro. No. You need crazy genetics and steroids to look like that. And so if the average person who's just skinny fat, let's say, takes steroids, namely HRT, they're going to make changes to probably gain 8 pounds of muscle. And if they take Ozempic, they'll lose a lot of body fat, but they're not going to make a transformation like, oh my God, there's no freaking way. Now, did I say Borat's on test, Tren, and D-ball? No, it's very clear that he's not on a lot. But what I do believe is he ain't natty, that he's on HRT. That's jacked now, guy has a runner's body. Here lies the problem again. I know you're all going to hate on me, and I don't really care because I'm just telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. What you want to hear is anyone on HRT, or if you did SARMs or MK677, you're just going to look incredible. You're going to have an amazing body. Go to the gym right now and look around. Just examine the people. Most people don't have a lot of muscle. Most people don't have abs. Most people look about average. Is this what is considered jacked? No, this isn't considered jacked. This is just considered 99 percentile in terms of looks, shape, appearance, muscle mass, definition for a man who's 53. I'll say 99.5%. Bro has under 12% body fat. Let's give him that. 1 in 100 people have lower than that. He's at 99 percentile just based on his body fat alone. I don't care if he had no muscle, no six-pack, no vein, nothing. Just being lean, automatically, it's sus. Sorry, that's how bad the health of most people that it really is. He definitely didn't take terkestrone, which does absolutely nothing. I love reading comments from people that haven't taken something. Yeah, you know what else does nothing? Sniffing creatine, it doesn't do anything. There's no euphoria from that whatsoever. It doesn't give you energy. And you know what else doesn't? Taking the Blue Lobster doesn't give you any energy in the gym. And going and visiting your friend Molly, who you really, really like, it doesn't make you happy at all. Nope, nothing. None of those things work. You've never tried it. How can you say that? It's entertaining. And if you've never tried Ajuga turkestanica, which is what terkestrone is inside of, Ajuga turkestanica is in these. We're not lying. And if it doesn't work, it's a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. And so if you want to try what everyone's talking about, tens of thousands of people buying it, rebuying it, maybe then you'll understand. Look at the reviews. The reviews are amazing. And so if you're sitting there on your high horse thinking, oh, I don't think that it works, or you tried Derek's, or another company that lied to you. They say it's Ajuga turkestanica, but it actually isn't. It's a copycat plant, most likely cyanosis. How can you say that it doesn't work? Oh, if you were in fact scammed from another company, you show your proof of purchase and you get it for 50% off, and you can still get your money back if it doesn't work. How is this a scam? Last I checked, scams don't give you your money back when you're not scammed. Simple as that. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. The cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team. If you want to hire Coach Greg, probably cheaper than Borat's coach, apply by clicking the link below. And until next time, I am out.